Hi, I'm Allie with the Potomac Bead Company, and you may see a lot of trendy things using circular shapes and geometric shapes that are also attaching chain in on it. I'm going to show you how to attach chain to a brick stitch project. So this is circular brick stitch, and I'm using 28 gauge beadalon wire, and it's their Art Wire brand. The nice thing about the Art Wire is it's a very soft wire. You can do this with either 28 gauge or 30 gauge wire. 32 you can use as well, but it's getting a little bit thin if the project is going to get a little bit of wear and tear on it. I'm using the wire and for my project rather than thread, and here's how I'm going to attach chain. So if you want to use chain, I have my 28 gauge wire and I have my chain, and the chain that I'm using is a rolo chain. What I'm going to be doing is skipping each piece of chain. So I'm going to do a link attached and then I skip a link. So the links that are going sideways are actually free floating. It's just the links here that are attached. So what I've done is I'm coming through and done linking my last piece of chain. My wire is coming through my project, and what I'm going to do is actually only attach the chain through every other piece of my wire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wire that's coming through the side here, and I'm going to take my wire through the next loop of wire that's in between my delicas and pull it taut. What I'm going to do then is attach to the second piece of chain. So that chain's going to float there. It's the second piece that I'm coming through. And I actually got attached to my chain here. I'm just going to feed the wire back out. So you can see this wire is very forgiving. So now that I have the wire through an empty space of my 11 O's, I'm going to take the wire up through the second piece of chain from the back through the chain to the front. When I pull this tight then, it is going to make sure that the chain is positioned down. I want to make sure that my other chain is above it. I'm going to pull that out. Well, it's a little tricky, you can see, because you're working with the chain so it's already on, as opposed to a project that the C beads are picking up. So I have this wire looped through that section of chain, and I'm going to pull it nice and tight and get my wire in place. And let that wire and hold it so that it's resting right next to your beads. The wire then is going to go through the next section of wire that is sticking up in between my delicas, and I'm going to pull the wire through from the front of the project to the back of the project. When I do wire projects, I like them to be consistent, so I'm always going to repeat that where the wire is coming from the back of the chain and coming through the front, and then going from front to back as it links on the bottom. Now I'm going to start over again because I've got that linked on, and what I'm going to do is my wire is going to go from the back of one project and it's going to go through the next loop from front to back. And the reason I'm doing this is because for this style chain, I'm actually not doing a loop of the chain because it's a rolo chain. Now I'm ready to go from my back up to the front of the chain, skipping one of the chain loops, pull the wire through. Now that I'm through, I'm going to take my wire through from front to back through the next loop between my delicas. If you don't know how to do brick stitch, you do want to learn how to do circular brick stitch before attempting to do it with wire and with chain. And take it through, give a nice tight pull, and continue on. Wire goes from the back through the next empty loop here at the front. And then I continue on adding my chain. And these make great earrings, great little pendant that you can slide on a ball chain or something. And you continue on. So enjoy making this pendant.